In this video, we're going to see how Mason, a farmer, identified the tech and tools to modernize his team skills and compete in the tech first world. This is part of the larger series of 6 use cases from a candidate perspective, and this is the final use case that we are covering. Please look at the other use cases in the previous videos. Before we jump in, let's take a quick look at the platform, Symmetrics. Um, it's a unique HR tech and analytics platform unifying job seekers, recruiters, and employers. It helps bring harmony between candidates, recruiters, and staffers and employers. Candidates from perspective of job seeking, recruiters and staffers from a perspective of job matching, and employers from a job retention perspective. We are a trustworthy benchmarking platform with analytics that cater to all 3 roles we have just mentioned. We accelerate talent access and mobility, and we integrate with course providers, assessment platforms, and job boards. And ultimately, we help make career choices. Feel free to go ahead to the website and register for a free account and start dabbling into the analytics. For any other inquiries, feel free to write an email to hello@symmetrics.fyi. With that said, let's take a quick look at how the various analytical reports are organized in Symmetrics. We have categories: informational, what if, goal based, industry, job family, miscellaneous, and under each of those categories, we have subcategories. Now, this is a multi-dimensional view of how we are looking at the categories. There are multiple views into which we can segregate the reports into. But for now, in this specific use case that we are talking about, Mason, who is a farmer, wants to identify the tech and tools required to modernize himself and his workforce as he's expanding his business. How does he do that? So let's jump into the platform. So as soon as you jump into the platform, what we'll be looking for here is job family technologies. So Mason is a farmer, and so he's going to look for something related to agriculture. Okay? And in this case, he's looking for agricultural engineers. Now, as soon as he applies the filter agricultural engineers, on the right side, you see a bunch of insights that get updated. First, some of the hot commodity. Commodity in this case is a grouping of tools organized under a category. Okay, that's the official word used by the US government in terms of how tools are organized. And so you can think it as just as a grouping level. So the hot commodity types are computer aided design, CAD software, ERP software, project management, database user interface, and so on and so forth. The larger the font here, the more importance it has. Okay, so for agricultural engineers, any of these commodities will help them utilize the software technology to a great extent. Now, delving a little bit deeper, let's go and look under specific tools that are required in the agricultural engineering space. So you can see there is SAS, there is Oracle software, there is Microsoft SharePoint, AutoCAD, Photoshop, and so on and so forth. Now, Mason is learning, because he has not been in the software tech world. He's been learning about each of these, and these are great pointers in terms of um, discussing it with his partners, with his integrators downstream or upstream in his supply chain, because many of them have been asking Mason to supply his product, but at the same time do the inventory management, do the supply chain management, and ensure that monitoring is in place. And so his team is great at managing his agricultural products. However, they are lagging behind a little bit on the technology side. So this gives him great insight into how he can start thinking about modernizing his workforce and himself. The same information above, but full-fledged in terms of getting the list of all hot tools, right? All commodities. And so he starts looking at about all of these, and he takes one at a time and starts you know uh, making a plan to learn by himself and also ask his staff about things. Now, once he has identified all of these things, he was able to better integrate, and the number of partners downstream or upstream supply chain has been increasing very significantly for him. Now, obviously, this is just agricultural engineers, but as you can see, as you start looking for agricultural technicians, there is a whole another list, which is much significantly lesser than the agricultural engineers. And so ultimately, Symmetrics platform has helped Mason, who is a farmer, get a shot at talking technology and tools in the modern tech world.